The ceremonial mace is an ornamental staff used in Jamaican parliamentary ceremonies and sessions. Without the mace, Parliament cannot lawfully meet, debate, or pass laws. The mace was recently refurbished by renowned Canadian conservator Alexander Gabov. Marlon Samuels has more in this special report.
At the start of the sittings of Jamaica's Parliament and the Senate, a silver, gilt and gold ornamental club about 5 feet in length is carried into the chamber. It is a historic symbol of authority. It's called a mace and dates back to the 1700s.
It is a symbol of authority, representing Her Majesty. Without the mace, procedures of Parliament laws cannot be enacted, repealed, or made. The mace acts as that authority. Not only acts as authority, but is placed in a correct position in the Parliament as well.
We have 2 maces in Jamaica. We have 2 houses, and each house has its own mace. But both of them perform the same function, representing the monarch.
During the Great Earthquake, 1692, the original mace was destroyed, got damaged. Therefore, a resolution was made for a new mace to be made in England. So the instruction was given in 1692, and we got the Senate's mace in 1753. From hence, we have been using the Senate mace until later in years, we got a second mace, that came about in 1757, and we have been using that mace since. The maces are stored in a strong room in the Speaker's office, and that strong room has 2 locks to it. So it is in a safe area and cannot be entered unless it is the Speaker or the Marshal to the Houses of Parliament. There are slight variation in design in that the House of Representatives mace does not have the coat of arms. However, the Senate mace do have the coat of arms on it. Also, the House mace, the crown portion is a bit larger than the Senate mace.
Ceremonial maces are brought to each meeting of the House. So before the meeting convenes, the mace bearer, in our case the Marshal to the Houses, enters the chamber with the presiding officer. So in the case of the House, it would be the Speaker of the House, and with the Senate, it would be the Senate President. Once the members have said their prayers and the Speaker invites them to sit, the mace is placed on the table of the House. The table of the House is that piece of furniture that sits in front of the clerk's desk, and we have on it the laws of Jamaica. So the mace is placed on this. So as long as the House is in session, sitting as the House and not committee, the mace is on the table. If the House goes into committee, of the whole House that is, then the mace is placed below the table until the House reconvenes, when it goes back to its place for the House to have the authority to sit as the House, or the Senate, as the case may be.
The flanged end, or the head of the mace, looks like a crown. It is carried on the Marshal's shoulder. The mace is engraved with various symbols.
The catalyst supports the crown, and this is actually the structure is in 4 parts. So this represents the support to the crown.
Without its presence in the chamber, Parliament cannot lawfully meet, debate, or pass laws.
If you disrespect the mace, it's as good as disrespecting the monarch. So as long as the House is in session or the Senate is in session, the mace has to be on the table of the House.
At each sitting, the mace is carried at the head of the Speaker's procession by the Marshal.
Order of the Parliament, in terms of the chamber and the gallery, is the remit of the Marshal. If the President or the Speaker sees anything that is going awry, he will ask the Marshal to lend a hand in maintaining that order and discipline in the chamber and also in the gallery.
Over the last 20 years, only the mace constructed in 1787 was being used. The 1753 mace was in dire need of cleaning and refurbishing.
They were falling apart, you know, little pieces of them getting broken, getting bent. It was just, they were getting frail and not being addressed. And, you know, we've had to put down one, not work with it at all, because we realized that it would do it more harm than good. And if we didn't repair both of them, restore both of them, the two of them would have gone that same direction. So we tried to get this expertise, and through the facility, Canada, the Canadian Parliament, put us in touch with the person we have now doing the work.
Renowned Canadian conservator Alexander Gabov was employed to repair and refurbish both maces. Work on the 1753 mace has been completed. Work is currently being done to repair the 1787 mace. Once both maces have been repaired, the 1753 mace will be used for Senate meetings. The 1787 mace will be used for sittings of the House of Representatives.
The Marshal to the Houses does the everyday operation in relation to getting it, you know, now. He's the person who sees to it that is cleaned periodically. And now we're actually going to be trying to train other persons to assist in the maintenance process so that we don't have to invite somebody once every 300 years to come and address this. So what we're going to be trying to train persons in the use and care of the maces.
Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels.